It was at dawn of day 92 when a courageous team of battle-hardened mercenaries courageously entered the forsaken location known as Black Monolith. They encountered a horde of hostile ancient undead. A fierce battle ensued, and the mercenaries were victorious. They slayed their foes, including the evil Emperor. What's up, brothers? This is OuweSok. And as you have just noticed, it was at day 92 that I managed to beat Black Monolith in a expert low starting funds Iron Man campaign. Are you impressed? Maybe you're not. Well, as you see, not only have I beaten Black Monolith, I've beaten all legendary locations in Battle Brothers at day 92. Are you now impressed? If you're not, then this video is not for you. You can go now. Thank you very much. If you're interested in how I did this and want to hear some tips on how to perform speedruns, then stick around. Okay, speedruns. So let's talk about speedruns. First of all, what is a speedrun? Well, you try to achieve a certain achievement, a certain challenge within a specific number of days, or just as soon as possible. For example, I want to beat Black Monolith in 100 days. That will be a speedrun. And a speedrun will always be run in the most difficult mode of Battle Brothers. So that means Iron Man, expert, and low starting fronts. Otherwise, it's not really a challenge. If you can reload saves or you play at lower difficulty level, it's not much of a challenge or an achievement to beat the game. So, a speed run, you cannot just start a game and start a speed run. It requires some some preparation, because speed runs generally are run on a known map. If your challenge, for example, is to beat the Black Monolith in 100 days and you have an unknown map, then you first have to find the bloody Black Monolith, and this can take 40 days scouring the map for that location. So that makes the challenge a bit luck-based. So if you play on a known map, then this luck-based element is removed, and it's just skill for the player to achieve the challenge. All challenges, I think all serious challenges are done on a known and scouted map. The first thing you need to do is select your map, and there's a couple of variables that will influence whether a map is good or bad for a specific challenge. These are your bros that you are getting, the map and the connections and the ports, and finally the named items that are available on the map from the start. So let's have a look at the map that I played in this challenge. So let's load the map at day 1. I have installed the debug mode and activated it. So if I press F1 now, it will be clearing the map. So this is the map at day 1 where I performed this challenge. So my brothers are actually pretty bad. This one is drunk, which is okay-ish, I think. But this one is fat and cocky. So my starting brothers are not very good. Most speedruns are done with gladiators, obviously, because you have 3 kick-ass starting brothers. Any other origin has disadvantages. So, for example, Northern Raiders has also 3 good starting brothers and a fourth one actually, a monk. But you start with half of the map being angry with you, and you will have access to a lot less recruits. So it's not really that favorable of a starting origin for a speedrun. So all the let's say the world records have been done on gladiators. So the starting blockers in this specific map, this specific seed, are not impressive. But what is impressive is that all three southern cities have have a harbor, have a port, and there's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ports here. So a total of 8 ports that help you with moving quickly around the map. And another very important part of this map, a very important aspect of this map, is that it has 24 named items that are on the map, which is a lot. And there are it's a total of 8 armors, 8 helmets, 3 shields, and 5 pretty shitty weapons. One of the shields is actually 25 melee defense and 60 durability, so extremely good. But you have a really nice collection of big armors and named helmets to collect your men in. So that's the seed that I use to run this campaign. So after map selection, the next part is scouting the map. So I installed a mod that showed all the loot in the different locations, the amount of loot, so I could see which were the positions, the locations that had loot. And to figure out which loot was where, I just started a normal campaign, made a southern army hostile to me, and I had them follow me around the lab when I would enter all of the locations that had loot. I find out what loot it was, then I would reload the map again and skip to the next location, follow it by the same army, and I would just that way clear the entire map and find out which were the named items in each of these locations. I'm not sure if there's any mods that can do this more quickly, but that's what I did. So that's, let's say, the preparation of running a speed run. So select the map and scout it so that you know which locations are the most interesting for you to bust early and which you can wait for a longer time. Then you start the play. And the first challenge that you are going to encounter, that you're going to have to clear in a speedrun, in my opinion, is to get the scout follower as soon as possible. The scout gives you plus 15% move speed, which means that you can do basically everything 50% faster. So if you get the scout, for example, at day 20, there's 80 days left at 15% extra speed. So that means you get an extra 12 days of time to develop your men and develop your team. That is a big deal. So the scout, you should be getting that follower as soon as possible. And the gladiator start is very good for this because normally in all the southern cities you're able to find a beast contract, and these are usually hyenas, which are easy for your gladiators to beat. So if you're a little lucky, you can find 3 beast contracts already in the 3 starting in the 3 southern cities. And in this specific campaign, where I beat the Black Monolith at day 92, I had 3 of these beast contracts, and I found another group of beasts roaming the map, so that was 4. And then when I went to here, I found another beast contract and completed the requirements for the scout follower at day 6. I already picked up the golden goose, which is here. So I could pay for the follower, and starting day 6, I was running at plus 50% speed. So that is my advice, to beamline to the scout follower as soon as possible so that you have extra time to develop your team. I would try to not spend all your golden goose money on maybe a premium follower or premium recruit, because that will delay the getting of the scout. And also you want to keep your money to get the banner quite early, which costs another 1,000 crowns. So after getting the scout follower, everything goes at another 50% speed, and you will start to play Battle Brothers as usual, beating up on thugs, beating up on brigands, and puncturing them for gear. So there's like 2 recommendations I have to improve the power level of your team as quickly as possible. And one is to try and find fights against armored Wiedergängers. Armored Wiedergängers are amazing in the early game. So, for example, this fight in a graveyard. In a graveyard, sometimes you find Nachteer, sometimes you find Geists, sometimes you find Wiedergängers, like here. And this is a shitty, maybe day 3 team, with just spears, and everybody is still very early, just by gladiators. And I'm taking on 16 Wiedergängers. So that sounds challenging, but if you use kiters, these can be like 30 crown beggars. As a matter of fact, if you, in the early game, before having a team of 12 men, you find a 30 crown beggar or a cripple, hire him, because that's an amazing amount of value for your money. These beggars or cripples or refugees, they can be used in the back line, give them 3 nets, and they are on netting duty. Or when they have improved levels, you can have them with 9 lives and the shield, and they can hold down an enemy that you want to dagger later, while you deal with the rest of his team. But yeah, so in this fight against 9 against 16, you use kites. So you're putting your men like here. 1, 2, 3. This guy is safe. If I put him here, it's not safe, so I'm putting him here. And your main team is going back. This guy is going to kite on the other side of the map. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. This is not safe. This is safe. This guy is safe. This guy is safe. And all the others, your entire main team, goes back. All right. Alright, so the idea is that a big part of the zombies are going to be following this guy. A big part of the zombies is going to be following this guy, and a couple of them will go at your main team. And because there's only a couple of them, you can easily kill them. You kill all the normal Wiedergängers, and you dagger all the armored Wiedergängers for their armor. While these guys are just running around, keeping easily ahead of the zombies, because they only have 6 AP, so it's very easy to just keep running around here. And when you have dealt with all the Wiedergängers that have gone to your team, you take a couple of extra turns to recuperate fatigue, because puncturing armored Wiedergängers is fatigue intensive. Then you close in with your skiters to your main team and try to release a couple of these followers that you have into your main team. And with this strategy, slowly but surely, you kill all the Wiedergängers and you dagger all the armored Wiedergängers. So if we look at what we have here, if we do this efficiently, and it will take maybe 15 or 20 turns, it will be boring, it will be long, but it will be very efficient. And if you, at the end of this fight, you should have this worn mill shirt, it's 110, this is an 80 shirt, this is a 90 shirt, this is another worn mill shirt of 110. You'll get a big boost in your armor by killing off armored Wiedergängers and using kiters to not engage the entire herd at the same time. So that's my tip, early game tip, to efficiently get some really good gear. Armored Wiedergängers can have better gear than thugs and brigands. They can have the 115 basic mill shirt, and they can have kettle hats, which are better than brigand gear. And if you get all these armors at day 2, 3, or 4, that will be a big boost to your team, and you will be much better off than facing other brigand fights. So that's my tip to increase on your armor. And the other tip I have is to find, let's see, let's go back to day 1. Clear up the map. Is to find orc caves like this one. That's another reason why this map is great. I have an orc cave here. I have an orc cave here. And I have a couple of caves here as well, there. Orc caves are the homes of berserkers, and berserkers carry sometimes mansplitters. Mansplitters are amazing. They are like famed items. So day 10, day 12, day 15, you should go and engage orc berserkers in orc caves. And if you find orc berserkers with mansplitters, then you continue the fight. If they all have one-handed weapons or they have the flail, then you run and you come back later to try and get mansplitters. This is of course a scary fight, but if you take it early, you will have various bros that you can miss. They are expendable. To attack a location like this, there's like 4 things that you want in your team. Up to 4 things. Number 1 is nets. Nets. You want to have like 5 or 6 net at least when you enter this cave. The second very valuable weapon against orc berserkers are spears and spear wall. Because of their terrible defense and the plus 20% to hit, spear wall is very efficient at keeping berserkers at a distance. I would recommend that your main brothers don't spear wall, because if a spear wall is broken, you don't want to have one of your, let's say, one of your good brothers being engaged with an orc berserker, but let it have one of your, let be one of your expendable rows. After nets and spears, the third thing that is really valuable against orc berserkers is hammers. It can be a shitty hammer like the wooden mallet, and especially in the hands of a brother with adrenaline, it makes a really powerful combo. You can after the berserker ends his turn, you can surround him with your brothers, also with your guy with your mallet, adrenaline, and the next turn you hit him with your mallet, and the orc berserker is staggered. It goes to the end of the queue, and your entire team can have a go at him and kill him before he gets his turn. So adrenaline, we will speak about adrenaline later, because adrenaline, I found it very useful in a speedrun campaign. Adrenaline and the mallet that you can get from a shop, or you can get it from the dead hands of a nomad. Very useful against berserkers and killing their initiative. And the last thing that is good against berserkers would be whips, but I would typically attack an orc caves before I have whips. So I rely on nets, spears, and potentially a hammer. If you have like 2, 3, or 4 mansplitters, that is a huge spike in the strength of your team. You'll be able to one-shot all thugs. You'll be able to one-shot a lot of brigands, brigands that you don't want to puncture for their gear, brigands that have shitty gear. You just hit them once and they are basically down. And it's a huge spike in the strength of your team. And with mansplitters, you also are much more confident attacking like barbarian reavers, etc. So yeah, get get man splitters as soon as possible. In this campaign, I attacked this camp on day 12, and I found 3 man splitters. I didn't lose any men in this fight. One got hit by a round swing, and one got hit by a one-handed weapon, and then that was the end of them. So that was 3 man splitters that I used to my advantage. So yeah, that's these are ways to quickly gain in power in your team. And yeah, you will continue to grow your team. You will then start daggering and getting stuff from brigands. And the next challenge that you really have is to get the next follower. And this may surprise you, but the next follower that I strongly recommend is going to be the cartographer. So after getting the scout, the next follower you want to have is the cartographer. At some point in the game, let's say day 15, day 20, you want to have the cartographer, and you're going to have to go into the wilds. You're going to have to go into the wilds because you have to visit a couple of legendary locations to start up these quests. So you have to go and visit where is it? The Goblin City to start up the quest. You have to go and visit the Stone Pillars to start the Kraken quest. And if you have the cartographer, you can head out with almost no money, just enough food, and you will get up to 400 crowns for every normal location, up to 800 crowns for every legendary location. Maybe you go out with like 500 crowns, and after you have run through all the map and discovered all these locations, you can come home with like 5,000 crowns just because you hired a cartographer who's giving you money to discover all these locations. So you need to, at some early point in the game, you need to start these quests for the Goblin City and for the Kraken. And then after that, you can go pick up the Unhold Graveyard stuff. And then it will be an issue for you to get a couple of extra Unhold hides as soon as possible, so that you can go back to the Stone Pillars and go to the next stage of this quest. So that's all things that you have to consider when you are playing the game. You are leveling up, you are improving your brothers, you are trying to find better brothers. And I think after getting the cartographer, and after having done this journey, you will have a lot of money, and you can start hiring highborn and hopefully getting some good brothers for you to bring to the end game. So by day 40 or 50, you should have your team together of 12 men, and then you just start doing fights as soon as much as possible, and that's where the ports come in really handy. You spend money, but you save a lot of time when moving from one city to another. I just never walked from Kabira to anywhere. I just always took the boat to El Hadet, took the boat to Ottawa, took the boat to these cities. Gained a lot of time, and be able to do more fights, have a higher fight density to level up my brothers. So the last brother I hired on like day 40 or 45 or something, and it takes you maybe 30, 40, 50 days to level them up to level 11, and then you can start challenging the other legendary locations. You can start challenging the legendary locations. When you have your team together, let's say day 40 or 50, you should get your third follower. That's going to be the surgeon. So the surgeon is important because you don't want to lose any more brothers. And if you have the surgeon, you can lose one brother. He can be killed. He will have a permanent injury. And if it is a devastating permanent injury, you can wash it away with water skin. And otherwise, if it's like a missing ear or something, or a missing eye, you can keep him like this, that will be okay. But yeah, the surgeon will help you to survive, let's say, the legendary fights. I would suggest to do the Kraken fight before going to the big undead fights. So before doing the um, the Sunken Library, before doing the Black Monolith, and probably also before doing the Goblin City, because the sword that you get, the lightning sword, is amazing in these fights. So let's talk about the Kraken fight a bit. So I have lined up a Kraken fight just right here. So when I take on the Kraken in the speed run, I use the bush strategy. So I have a tank with the Goblin Trophy, and I have a number of guys with reach weapons. And if possible, you want these guys to have the following characteristics: more than 100 initiative, so that they move before the tentacles and they can then jump into the bushes and be safe. Adrenaline is amazing in this fight. And Pathfinder. So this is like the ideal brother, having 103 initiative, Pathfinder, and Adrenaline. This guy is going to do really well in this fight. Be aware that it's better to have your weapons in your backpack, because if I have it equipped, then my initiative will be 96 and it will not be enough. So this is a random campaign that I actually had, nothing to do with the speedrun. So this guy has Pathfinder and Adrenaline, this guy has just Adrenaline, this guy has just Pathfinder, and this guy has Adrenaline. So you want your tank to be first in line, so that he's the most visible enemy to the tentacles, and your other brothers in here. The better your tank, less brothers you can bring. Less brothers you bring, less risk that you lose a brother. So if your tank is really good, maybe you can go in with like 3. If your tank is pretty bad, maybe you have to go in with 5 or 6 brothers to get the Kraken down quicker. So let's go into this fight and have a little bit look at some details on how to do the bush fight. So this tank actually has the impatient ability, which is amazing again in this specific battle, because now if I am starting the battle in the bushes, I can get out. Also, I can move 2 forward so that the tentacles see me and maybe concentrate on me and ignore my other brothers. But usually we will not have a tank with impatient, and usually it will be your 4 brothers that move first. So let's do that. One thing you must know: if you don't like your terrain, if I now click retreat from combat, before doing anything at all, the Kraken will allow me to get out. If I make one step at all, and then retreat, then it's too late. Then the tentacles will grab me and you will lose your men. So this is a way to get out of bad terrain, and you should use it. The only disadvantage, of course, is if you had, for example, taken potions or mushrooms with your brothers, then they would lose this effect, because they left the battle. But this is a safe way for you to make sure that you enter the Kraken in good terrain. So let's go in again. You can rinse and repeat this as much as the morale of your people will allow. So let's have a look. So I had 4 brothers. One had Adrenaline and Pathfinder. 2 had Adrenaline. 1 just had Pathfinder. I want this Pathfinder guy to be immediately safe. So that was, I think, this guy. No. This guy. The bald guy with the... But this white guy, he's not going to get to a safe place. This is not a safe place. I will move forward. It's very likely that I will be seen because the tank might be out of visibility range. So the tentacles have a visibility range of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this tentacle will see my tank. But there might be a tentacle like here. He will not see my tank. And if I move this brother here, he will be at a range of 7. And he will be seen even despite he's being hidden. So you are advised to move your people backwards into the bushes so that the tentacles concentrate on your tank. So this is a bad starting position. I don't have any. This is unsafe position, so I'm going to reload. Try and find a better. Better starting position. Go again. Item amount to be paid. Formation. Kraken. If you are doing an Iron Man run, this is a scary fight. Okay, so this is much better. Now my bro that just has Pathfinder can go and hide in here, and he will be safe. So my tank is currently not in the bushes, so he's visible. So I can pretend that he didn't have impatient, and I just skip my turn. So this guy is going here, and he should be safe. So the tentacles are going to surround my tank at range 2 and not be adjacent to this. So this bro is now safe. This bro is not safe at all because there's no bushes at all in the neighborhood. So I'm going to move back 4 and hope I stay out of range. This guy can stay here. But this guy should be potentially not safe because if a tentacle stops here, he'll be seen. So that's to be seen. And this guy is going there, and he'll be hidden. So now the tentacles move. This guy is visible. This guy might be visible if a tentacle places himself here. So let's see what happens. Yep, he's been seen. That's fine, that's fine. We got everything under control, more or less. Alright, so I'm going to move my tank away, so I don't want any tentacles to get in here. So I'm going to move like here. And maybe I can support also this. This is the only brother that's not safe yet. So one tentacle is not moving. They're gonna be grabbed, which is fine. So these are all safe. They're all pretty safe. My tank is far away from them. This is just the only brother that's still in problems. So I'm just going to, let's say, move to here, which is also a safe position. This guy is going nowhere. We're just gonna wait. This guy is going nowhere. I can move him here, but this guy is fine. I'm gonna wait. Now it's important that you don't do anything, because if I cut myself from the tentacles, the other tentacles are still have a turn, and they will grab him again. So I need to wait now. Okay, let's see if we got lucky. We can help this guy. Nope. So now he needs to help himself. 1. And now comes the value of adrenaline. So we move here. This is an eye finger prophet. He doesn't have. So let's see. This is 3, 3. Yeah. So now I can cast adrenaline. He moves first. And bam! He's safe. That's how awesome adrenaline is. So all these brawlers now can wait. And now everybody is hidden. The only visible one is my tank. I wait here. Now all 8 tentacles are concentrating on my tank because that's the only one that they see. And I should start moving away from here. So I'm going to move away until here or something, so that my 4 brothers can safely move to the Kraken. At the moment they are at 8 range of the most closest tentacle. They can move safely, and they start bashing up on the Kraken, while my tank finds a pretty good spot to remain stationary. So for example, this spot would be reasonable, so that all the Irlichts, all the Krakens, all the tentacles that are at 2 distance in the murky water have this penalty, while he doesn't have a penalty for his own. So from now on, this is plain sailing. My brothers are safe. My tank is going to move them away. Then they are going to move to the Kraken, and we're going to win this fight quite easily. So that's how adrenaline helps you in this Kraken fight using the bush strategy. Pathfinder and adrenaline is an amazing combination for you to get your men safe through this fight. So that's the Kraken. The Kraken fight is really important because you need to get through the Kraken, then you have to get the lightning sword. After that you can go and do all the other fights. So the breaking point of getting through the Kraken is often this. You get the lightning sword, and then suddenly you can clear the Goblin City much easier, the Sunken Library much easier, the Black Monolith much easier, and you can finish your campaign. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say about speedruns, about how I did it in this particular run. So my target was 100 days, but when I got the lightning sword, I quickly went and did the library, which was over here. Then I did the watermill, which was here, Goblin City, which was here, and then I moved up to Black Monolith, which is fucking far away, but that's okay. It's just the last fight. And that's how I completed all the legendary locations in 92 days. So I hopefully you found this interesting. Feel free to start up your own speedruns. Let me know how you fare. In the description of this video, I will put a link to a spreadsheet, a Google spreadsheet, where I have all the bloody details of this specific map. So I have a list of all the locations, the loot in these locations, the named items in these locations, as well as all the upgrade path of your 3 starting brothers. So I have noted down which stats they get at level 2, 3 until level 11, so you can plan ahead how you want to develop them. As well as a complete map, low resolution but complete map of this, to help you and find this specific map if you're interested in playing this seed. So that was that. Was a long video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you are interested in trying your own challenge, and my tips are helpful to you. Yeah, that's it. So have a great day. Thank you. Bye bye.